How you doing, everybody? We have
Hello.
today very special guest today who's gonna introduce her new book. I'll let her speak for herself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kim Simmons. I was actually born in Harlem, New York, raised in Brooklyn, moved to Staten Island, and now I've been living in Staten Island for 25 years. After retiring from the Transit Authority, I decided to do what I really wanted to do, and it was write this book called If I Only Knew. A lot of people ask me what that means. For a long time, dealing with abuse, I didn't know that God had a purpose. So finding out that there's a reason for things, that He didn't forget about me, that He loves me, was groundbreaking. It was just good to know that this is, it was a reason for everything, not just pain and suffering for nothing.
So, what made you decide to write a book?
Well, I wanted to express myself. I've always been a pretty shy person. So watching Oprah over the years, she used to tell people to journal, so I would write things down. And I started writing things down. And like I said, once I retired, I said, I always wanted to write. So I gathered the writings from my journals, put them together, and I didn't see myself truly as a writer, but I decided, let me just let the Lord lead me. And here it is.
Is that why you chose to put scriptures in between chapters and passages?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Um, I wouldn't have made it without knowing and finding out that, God had left a book of instructions for us to live by, to go by, and some of my favorite scriptures, that I don't think I put in the book was no weapon formed against me would prosper. And I start saying, yeah. So the Lord knows that there are weapons out there. There's things going on. So it just, different chapters I read kept me going.
And that was actually the next question I was going to ask you. How did you decide to pick what scriptures? Were they mostly your favorite scriptures, or were they like a random research that you decided to pick?
Well, not really favorite scriptures. It was a scripture pertaining to the chapter. Like if I was writing about my brother, or if I was writing about mom, it was a scripture about mothers. And when I was writing about my father, for example, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, when your mother and father forsake you, that I will pick you up, that He is our Father. He is our real Father. So that was the reason for that. So, yeah.
And when you first came out with the book, who was the first person that you told? And were you nervous? It's a two-part question.
Well, I went to bed that night when I knew the book was out, and I was just like, what in the world did you do? You're putting all your business out. What are people going to say? What are they going to think? And it's just like it's happening, and I don't think the Lord would have led me to this if it wasn't supposed to be. And I'm always closest to my kids, so my kids were, the ones I told about it. And a friend of mine who just recently, unfortunately, passed away, she had written a book. Her name is Sabrina Eubanks, and she had written a book. And we always talked about writing, and she said, Kim, you can do it. You can do it. And I just, okay, I'm doing this.
So give me a little summary about the book and your journey through writing the book.
Well, I mentioned different people that have contributed to the person I became. The loss of my older brother, who was HIV positive, who was very close to me. was very hurtful and impactful. My grandmother was a strong person in my life. She wasn't loving like the baking cookies grandma, but she had a lot of wisdom. So people that impacted my life were put in the book, and to let people know that all of this that came together at the end, the people, the circumstances, you're still standing. I'm still standing. That I'm brave, that, stepping out and being who you are is the most important thing that you can do for yourself, is being yourself.
Excellent. So where can everybody purchase the book? Online and hard copies?
Well, hard copies, I'm selling them myself because my book is self-published.
So you have an email where people can reach you that they can possibly buy a hard copy?
Yes. My email is kimwriterpoet65@yahoo.com. That's KIMWRITERPOET 65@yahoo.com.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time. And I hope everybody was watching was going to purchase the book, because it's a very good book. It's a life story, and you might get something from it. I guarantee it.
Thank you.